Day 3 of the Big South Softball Tournament starts off with a title game rematch at Cyril Stadium. The 2-seed USC Upstate takes on the top seed Winthrop. Welcome inside the broadcast booth alongside Claire Foley. I'm Joe Skinner. Claire, these are two teams that have plenty of familiarity with each other in the postseason.
Especially when it comes to this conference tournament. The last 2 years, USC Upstate has been the one to overcome Winthrop in the championship game. So a little bit of a rivalry developing between these two teams. They met earlier this season where Winthrop won the series 2-1. And talking to Winthrop head coach Kendall Fuller, she said nothing needed to be said to her team as far as what this rivalry means and what this game means here today. She said they had good vibes driving over here this morning, and her team is ready to go.
Let's check out our players to watch. They're presented by Jersey Mike's, and the only USC Upstate player with 2 hits yesterday was Carson Shaw.
Carson Shaw, her 13th multi-hit game of the year, and both of her singles yesterday came with 2 outs. So that means she's going to give the Spartans a chance when she comes up to the plate. Also, when you look back to the last time that these two teams met in their series in April, Carson Shaw, she had 3 hits in their first game of this series, 2 coming against today's starting pitcher, Emmy Cardenas, and wouldn't you know it, all 3 of those hits also came with 2 outs.
All Big South team for the 2nd year in a row. And Winthrop thinks they have one of the most underrated players in the league in Peyton Bryden.
Yeah, talking to Coach Fuller earlier this morning, she said she was shocked that both last year and this year, Bryden she felt got snubbed from conference honors. She hit over 300 last year, hitting more than 350 so far this season. Just incredible stuff. Her 17th multi-hit game of the year came yesterday. She's definitely somebody that the Spartans are going to have to watch out for.
A spot in the 2026 championship game is on the line. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll show you Chris Hawkins' USC Upstate starting lineup and introduce you to the Winthrop starting pitcher, Emmy Cardenas. It is Day 3 of the Big South Softball Tournament, and it starts now. Welcome back to Spartanburg. A look at the starting lineups. First for USC Upstate, who is the visiting team on its home diamond today. One big change in the lineup presented by First Citizens Bank is Abby Polk moving up from 8th into the 6th spot. She drove in the only run of the game yesterday in USC Upstate's win. The starting pitcher, she pitched in relief yesterday, is Emmy Cardenas.
Yeah, talking to head coach Kendall Fuller, she said that Lana Addison and Emmy Cardenas are kind of like a yin and yang. What one does well, the other kind of supports in a different way. And Cardenas came in relief yesterday, as you said, allowed just 4 hits, 2 runs though, so that means there's at least going to be an opening for the Spartans to get something going, and they're going to look to start things off early. Head coach Chris Hawkins said when we talked to him earlier this morning that it's really important to them that they get the lead batter off on. Of course, that's how they ended up scoring their 1 run in the game yesterday, so they're going to hope to do that right from the jump here today.
Talia Thomas will lead things off for USC Upstate. This is the first of 2 semifinal games. Both of these teams are 1-0, so the loser's not eliminated, but the loser will have to play tonight in the other semifinal. Cardenas whips one home to Thomas that misses outside, and we're underway. First of 3 games on the schedule today here at Cyril Stadium. Thomas, a hitless day yesterday and a 1-0 win against Radford. The Big South Player of the Year is in a 1-1 count. Hit over 400 in the regular season, down to 397 for the senior out of Iron Station, North Carolina. Cardenas winds and fires. Hard hit, knocked down by Cardenas. Going to be a tough play, and Thomas is safed. That's the first hard hit ball for Thomas of her tournament. She's on to lead it off.
Yeah, her speed there was no match for Winthrop. Nothing they could do on that play. Just a hard hit ball right back to the pitcher. And it's good to see Thomas get on base in her first at-bat as she went without a hit yesterday.
The rest of the defense for Winthrop. No changes to this defense from yesterday's 7-6 win over Gardner-Webb in the Winthrop Eagles' first game of this tournament. Defense presented by Jersey Mike. Sophia Kardatsky is a first-team All-Big South outfielder, sophomore from Jacksonville, Florida, also held hitless in yesterday's 1-0 win. Faced a really tough pitcher in Dakota Redmond. It ended up just being a 1-0 victory for the Spartans. Thomas, a major threat to steal. She is perfect, 27 for 27 on the season. A 1-1 count to Kardatsky. Kardatsky, batting average at .410, missed the first half of the season. Great pitch. There goes Thomas. Throw from Weinberger. Scoots into center field. Thomas wants third. She's going to take it.
That's the exact thing you want to see out on the base pass for the Spartans. Talking to Chris Hawkins before the game, he said in these situations, in this kind of game, you can't be afraid to be aggressive and just go for decisions there. She easily had that bag at second and didn't hesitate at all, taking third. Now she's 60 feet away from getting her team on the board.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And an RBI chance for Kardatsky. Stolen base and a throwing error on the catcher, Annalisa Weinberger. The pitch. Off the corner, check swing. Kardatsky held up.
Good job holding the back there. Something that Coach Fuller told us before the game is that she wanted her offense to not give anything away. Don't swing at anything and give the pitcher a strike, and Upstate needs to do the same thing here.
Cardenas really laboring after this pitch, and they need time with the clock winding down inside of 3 seconds to reset. Cardenas is from La Jolla, California. The pitch to Kardatsky is down and in 3-2, carrying a 4.40 ERA. Picked up the save in relief of yesterday's 7-6 win. 2 earned runs, faced 13 batters. Winthrop won it by 1 to move to 29-21 on the year. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Big K right there for Winthrop, and there's 1 out in the first.
Big strikeout there, knowing that you have Thomas on the corner. And that's big, too, because neither pitcher for Winthrop yesterday had a strikeout in their game, so I think went early.
Carson Shaw is next, our player to watch. 2 for 2 in yesterday's game. First pitch swinging to shortstop. This should bring a run in. Fumbled by Buckner. Shaw is out at first, but Upstate gets the first run of the game, 1-0.
Buckner plays such a solid shortstop that even with the fumble, she had the ability to stay with it, stay within her mind, collect it, and get the out at first. But you get the RBI.
Well, Chris Hawkins wants to challenge this play at first base. It was very close. You could kind of tell from where we're sitting that Chris Hawkins is looking across the diamond at his first base coach, Brian Pack, who's in his 18th year on Coach Hawkins' staff, trying to get a little visual. Should I challenge? Should I not? I don't think Coach Pack was very convinced. Coach Hawkins taking the opportunity for the umpires to go look at it.
Definitely worth a conversation. You're expecting this to probably be a tight game, so anything that you can get, it's worth a shot. They do get one run across, but to have another base runner on with just one out would be huge for them.
So Coach Hawkins taking the risk to try and get a runner on first and stay with just one out. So Shaw hanging out at first base. If this call gets overturned, it would probably be on an error because Buckner, it was in and out of her glove.
Closer than I thought when we saw it live.
Does she get that bag before the ball is completely in the glove?
Right, that's the tough angle right there. Is it fully in the glove?
Not sure, Claire, that I'm seeing anything that makes me think this is going to be overturned, which has kind of been the story of the week.
That's the other part of it. It has to be indisputable evidence. It has to be clear enough to overturn it. That's where you get the discrepancy between a call is confirmed or a call stands.
So the senior from Summerville, South Carolina, is still waiting over at first. If the call stands, there will be 2 outs. Either way, Upstate pushing a run across in the first inning. We talked about it in the open, how familiar these two teams are. Here's a look at the bracket from Vivanu, and Upstate and Winthrop very well could play again tomorrow. These are the 2 top seeds in the regular season. Winthrop took 2 out of 3 in the regular season.
Yeah, and that was a series that Chris Hawkins said that his team was in it. They could have won that series. He said they got hits, they just didn't get the hit. And that's what he's really needing from his group here today. Talking to him this morning, he said that's why getting the leadoff runner is so important, because there's so much more you can do when you have a base runner on it with no outs versus 1 or 2 outs. And that's what they're hoping for in this situation here. You got 1 run across, but to have an opportunity to have a base runner on with 1 out versus nobody on and 2 outs is a completely different situation.
Sunny day here in Spartanburg, 65 degrees and sunny. It should only get warmer throughout the afternoon. We got 3 games. You just saw what's coming up next is Gardner-Webb and Radford, 3 seed against the 5 seed in an elimination game. The loser of this game here between Winthrop and Upstate plays tonight at 5 against the winner of the next game.
And with the double elimination, that's why this game here is so important, because if you win, you just have 1 more game, right? But if you lose, you have to win 2 more times to get the title.
And Winthrop out of Rock Hill, so a lot of traveling fans here for the week for this tournament. It's filled up pretty early on here. And a lot of energy in the ballpark. It may not be a championship game, but anytime you get the top 2 seeds together, you get that championship feel, and they're finding anywhere to sit, even if it's top of the seats on the railing, trying to find a good view of this game. Still looking at this play at first base, which was called out on the field. Umpires pop out, getting ready to make a call.
I think that goes to show you how close it was, that they're really taking their time to get this one right.
Oh, they pump faked us. Next up would be Ella Christopher. Last year, USC Upstate and Winthrop played twice, back-to-back games for Upstate in the tournament. In this game specifically, the 1-0 winners bracket semifinal, Upstate won 5-4 and then won the championship game 7-4. Second in back. Oh, we got the mic on the umpire today. This is great.
After review, the call at first base stands.
So there's that verbiage I was talking about, the difference of stands versus is confirmed. So not enough to overturn it there.
USC Upstate has 1 challenge left.
Especially with how close it was. Definitely worth a look, worth a conversation. They'll have 1 challenge remaining.
Thank you very much. Chris Chubb on the mic right there. He's calling the balls and strikes. And this play at first, I think we were kind of all over that. Didn't think that there was enough to overturn the play. Good on Grayson Buckner, the shortstop, to stay in it and record the out. Base is empty for Ella Christopher. 1-0 USC Upstate in the top of the first. Maddie Dreerup is the starting pitcher for the Spartans, so she'll pitch with a lead in the bottom half. We'll get more on her after a break. Christopher takes ball one outside. Senior transfer from Gardner-Webb, spending her last season here in Spartanburg. .316 batting average out of Longwood, Florida. Puts a strike in the zone. .316 hitter, 15 doubles in the regular season. 0 for 3 against Radford yesterday. Off the plate, moving ahead, 2-1. Cardenas pitched a couple times against Upstate in the regular season. One was a win, the other was a loss. 2-1, hard hit towards the hole, squeaks through into left. Christopher extends the inning in the top of the first.
Good piece of hitting there. We talked about the defense that you have in Grayson Buckner and having her go towards her non-glove hand, kind of bending down like that, makes for an awkward play for her to try to make and then try to get it on the opposite side of the field to first. Ends up getting past her anyway, but great piece of hitting there. Find the gaps.
First hit of the tournament for Christopher. Here's Alyssa Davenport. All Big South honorable mention. Ball one on the outside corner. We just heard from Chris Chubb, the home plate umpire. Steve Rhodes is at first. Jill Poole is at third. Well, there must have been a late change. I don't think Jill Poole's out there. Someone's out there. We don't know his name. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's a 2-0. Davenport just got a piece, and Weinbarger might have gotten it. Stretching out her left leg after the foul tip.
Umpire going to give her a minute there. Walks the ball out to Cardenas. Yesterday's home run hitter for Winthrop, so definitely don't want to see her being taken out of this game early, but it looks like she's all right. She shook it off.
Batting average for Davenport up to .355 out of Cleveland, Tennessee. Walked and scored the only run of the game in the 1-0 win against Radford. That's an excellent pitch from Cardenas right on the inner half. Base hit. Alyssa Davenport pulls it through the left side. 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the Spartans keep it rolling.
And this is the response you want to see from the Spartans coming off of yesterday, where the bats weren't heating up. So to find this early in the first inning is really good for them. Hitting is contagious, so I'm sure that they hope that this will continue to keep rolling through the rest of the game. And once again, a two-out base hit for the Spartans.
Abby Polk moved up to the 6th spot in the order. Chris Hawkins said she's become a much better run producer. We saw that yesterday with an RBI single. Junior from Winder, Georgia. Honorable mention all conference. Swung on and fouled back 1-1.
He said he wanted to move her up too because she hasn't just been getting hits, she's been getting big hits. So she's coming into a situation here where she's got a runner in scoring position, another on base. She has the ability to do some damage here.
Ella Christopher off of second base, ready to run. 1-1 pitch outside the zone from Cardenas. Already over 20 pitches in the first inning. Junior making her 21st start of the season. Looking to get out of it. 2-1. Towards second base. Pearson throws to first in time for out number 3. USC Upstate gets one across. Carson Shaw drives home to Leah Thomas. In the 4th meeting of the year between the top 2 teams, Upstate 1, Winthrop coming to the plate.
Ambition comes in all shapes and sizes. At First Citizens Bank, we roll with your goals because we're built for what you're building. Fit for your ambition. First Citizens Bank.
After 5 years of military service, Staff Sergeant Zaragoza is still setting goals.
Come on, Vincent.
But mostly for her son.
You got this.
She was ready for more family time. She was ready for the reserve.
At Jersey Mike's, they slice your order fresh right in front of you. And let me tell you, watching that can send a rush of emotions through a person. Excitement, baby-like wonder, anticipatory chewing, nervous pacing, happy claps, and finally, jealousy, because that's this guy's sub. I should order one. Good idea.
Get the Boardwalk Bundle, a number 2 sub, chips and a drink for $10.99. Available for a limited time.
It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
Goals don't always fit inside the box. At First Citizens Bank, they don't have to. We have solutions for ambitions of all shapes and sizes. Lose the box, get the ball rolling. Fit for your ambition. First Citizens Bank.
Winthrop scored 7 runs on 5 hits yesterday. The lineup that they run out here today makes actually 0 changes to it. 284 average in the regular season, 5 runs per game. Lineup presented by First Citizens Bank, and the starting pitcher for USC Upstate threw a complete game shutout to get the Spartans here. It's Maddie Dreer.
7 innings, 5 hits, no runs. Exactly what you need and expect from your ace pitcher.
First pitch to Rebecca Amos, a first-team all-conference player as a freshman, is a strike. 0-1. Upstate's going to need a big effort, as you said, from their ace today, pitching back-to-back days. Yeah, for Upstate, it's really Dreerup that carries the bulk of their innings for their pitching staff. And it's been 3 weeks since Maddie Dreerup has pitched significant innings, 2 games in a row. You have to go back to when they hosted East Tennessee and then hosted Wofford for the last time that she threw 2 days in a row, 7 innings, both games. Carson Shaw takes it to the bag. Gets the first out of the bottom of the first inning. Coach Hawkins said once they realized what their seating was going to be, once it really settled in, they did try to make an effort to rest Dreerup a little bit more, expecting and frankly needing a big week for her to win this championship. Yeah, absolutely. They know what they have from her, and they want to be able to conserve her for these moments like this so they don't empty the tank too early. So what they've done since those 2 games 3 weeks ago is they've really been kind of limiting her to 1 big outing a week and then having her in some smaller appearances mixing throughout the rest of the week. Peyton Bryden at the plate with 1 out. Dreerup, a senior out of Fort Mill, South Carolina. All Big South honorable mention this year, was the MVP of last year's Big South tournament that Upstate won. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kendall Fuller, the head coach of Winthrop, was pretty blunt with us talking about Peyton Bryden before the game. Thought now for the 2nd year in a row she should have been named all-conference. Hit .302 as a sophomore last year, .354 this year. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Of course, every coach wants their players to be all-conference, right. But, I mean, those numbers don't lie. Right, she has a case for it, certainly, like you mentioned, hitting over 300 2 years in a row. Her 17th multi-hit game yesterday. She's a threat, and also she has the defense to back it up, too. Just off the plate, count runs full to Bryden, a junior right-hander from Victoria, British Columbia. Drove in a run and scored a run in yesterday's 7-6 win against the Runnin' Bulldogs. Dreerup looking for a strikeout, winds and fires. Popped up into foul territory. Will Jennings have enough room? Not quite. It's into the seats. We'll do another 3-2 pitch. Not a ton of backstop room. Look at this one-handed grab. Wow. Fans are showing off, too. This time, the ballpark will hold it. Dreerup comes all the way in and cannot make the catch, runs into the pole. Luckily, it's padded there. I don't think Jennings could find it.
Yeah, that was tough there. You're kind of battling the sun, and you talked about it. Not a ton of room over there. Dreerup technically would have a better read on it as she's running in towards it than for Jennings to try to spin around, take off the mask, and try to find it. But that's definitely a risky situation you don't necessarily want your pitcher to be in.
Taking an extra beat. Another 3-2 pitch to Bryden. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Slowing it down for out number 2.
Big strikeout there. Obviously, we talked about the offensive prowess that Bryden has, but also Drew didn't have any strikeouts yesterday. I thought of how the last time I was here when they played East Tennessee, I talked about how she's not necessarily a strikeout pitcher, and then she went and had a season high in strikeouts that day. So maybe that's what we're in store for again today.
She's thrown every pitch of the tournament for Upstate so far. First pitch to Darren Nickens is down and away. Redshirt junior from Manassas, Virginia, that is named the Big South Newcomer of the Year after hitting .340. Transfer from Lewisburg College, JUCO in North Carolina. Dreerup's 1-0 is on the way. Strike on the outer half. Nickens hit third and was 0 for 4 in yesterday's game against Gardner-Webb. Dreerup out-dueling Dakota Redmond against Radford yesterday. Winthrop already trailing 1 here in the bottom of the first. Spartans be a big boost to get a 1-2-3 inning and get back to the plate. Nickens rips it up the middle, a base hit. Looked like a mistake pitch from Dreerup that caught a ton of plate with 2 outs.
Yeah, Dara was all over that one. Just sends it straight up the middle and with power, too. That's the kind of 2-out action that Winthrop's going to want to see from their batters. Don't just let them have it when you have 2 outs down on the board. That's when you got to dig deep in the box and fight for it, and that's exactly what you saw right there from Nickens.
Annalisa Weinbarger homered yesterday. She comes up, now batting cleanup, doing the catching. First pitch swinging, rocket off of Dreerup. She tries to glove flip, and it's late. Another shot that Dreerup had to take.
Yeah, that looked like it went right off her shin. She's going to take a moment, taking a couple extra steps there in the outfield, making her way back down.
She kept running all the way out into right field to take a little extra time. Luckily there, that's a good shot of a smile on her face and walking back in, because that was a rocket off the bat of Weinbarger.
Give credit to her, still trying to make the play after that as well. She comes back with a smile, takes the ball back from Carson Shaw. Might give her a few warm-up pitches here, settle back in.
100%, yeah. That's one that went over her head and then one that came back and got her. Gives way for Grayson Buckner, and now a little bit of 2-out magic from Winthrop. It's funny that, you know, Coach Fuller, I think very understated when we talked to her, seemed like very business-like when her approach to this game. Said, you know, as you mentioned, the team knows what's at stake. The team knows the history against USC Upstate in this tournament over the last few years, especially in Coach Fuller's tenure, that, you know, everybody knows what the job is. No one had to say it out loud almost.
And you know the caliber of talent. You know that it's going to take blood, sweat, and tears, couple bumps and bruises. Drew already taken them so far in this first inning. That's what it's going to take to win the conference championship this year.
Drew's ready to go. First pitch into Grayson Buckner is an off speed for a strike. Elkview, West Virginia native. Buckner, one of the seniors on this Winthrop team, second team all-conference shortstop. Oh, 1. Eagles trying to steal a run here in the bottom of the first. They trail 1-0.
Buckner went 2 for 3 offensively yesterday. It was just an absolute vacuum at shortstop for her team.
1-1 pitch. Reached out for it and sent it out of play to the right side. The run for USC Upstate in the top half was unearned because of an error when Talia Thomas stole a base, got to third, and came in on a ground out. 1-2 pitch from Winthrop. Foul again towards the right field corner.
Looked like almost a little hesitation there by Buckner.
Two for 3 yesterday. Scored a run on Weinbarger's homer. Swinging a hot bat to start this week. Another 2-strike offering from Upstate. High chopper up the middle and through. Stopping at third is Nickens, and the bases are loaded for Winthrop.
That took a fortunate bounce for Winthrop to get into the outfield there, but it was hit so hard and Thomas got it in so quickly that that runner was stranded at third base. Great job by the Spartans to get that in. Coach Fuller over at third base, she was down by the T or the H in the Big South logo, just to make sure she timed it right for when to tell her runner to stay or go.
Bases loaded for Tia Beckham. Tying run at third base early. Beckham, a junior from Greenville, South Carolina, first team all-conference DP, hitting .366. Big spot here for the Eagles.
All 3 of their hits coming with 2 outs now.
1-0 on the way. Popped up into foul ground, drifting over and out of play. Shaw can't get there. In yesterday's game, Upstate in the top of the 5th inning had to face a batter, 2 batters with the bases loaded against Radford when they were up 1-0. Got both of those outs to strand them loaded. Very similar situation here in the semis.
That's where it's important to have the poise of a senior in the circle like Maddie Drurup has.
Beckham ahead in the count, 2-1. Already has championship feel in the bottom of the 1st inning. Three straight hits with 2 outs for the Eagles. 3-1, nowhere to put Tia Beckham.
Fans are certainly getting their money's worth of their tickets this weekend. This game, no difference. Just the 1st inning, and like you said, the tension's feeling early. You can tell that this is a playoff game.
Slows it down on 3-1 for a strike.
Great change up there. Finds zone. Now she's right back in it.
We got an action pitch here, 3-2, 2 outs. Runners will get a head start with the bases loaded. Drurup whips it home to Beckham. To third, Davenport to the bag, gets out number 3. And Upstate escapes a bases loaded jam and takes a 1-0 lead to the 2nd. An early win for USC Upstate defensively. It's game 5 of the tournament. 2nd inning coming up next. This broadcast of the Big South Softball Tournament is brought to you by SoldOut.com, the official ticket resale marketplace of the Big South Conference. By Jersey Mike's, a sub above, and Vivanu. 1-0 Upstate, top of the second. Kenzie Bernal, Lainey Jennings, Amy Johnson. After Maddie Drurup really walked the tightrope in the bottom of the first. First pitch grounder to Buckner. Takes Perry off the bag, but she applies the tag. One away.
Bernal coming up ready to swing. She had a hit in yesterday's game. Chop that one right to the left side of the infield.
Looked like the bottom of the first was looking to be a quick inning for Maddie Drurup. Got the first 2 outs, 3 straight singles. Blew to the bases, Tia Beckham grounds into a fielder's choice. No runs across for Winthrop as Lainey Jennings, freshman, takes a ball down low. One 1-0 pitch, hard hit towards second. Pearson, 2 away. I mean, the way that Winthrop hit to finish the inning, how big would a quick defensive frame here be and get the bats right back to the plate?
Be big for momentum, especially because with as tense as that first inning felt, it's really just still a 1-run game, and we expect this to be a close game throughout. So to be able to come off of those 3 hits in a row that they had in that first inning and get right back up to the plate, that would be big for them. Try to keep that momentum going.
Amy Johnson is a senior from Batesburg, Leesville, South Carolina. 276 hitter. Playing in left field, has recorded the final out of each of the last 2 tournament victories for USC Upstate. Pitch is high for ball 1. Both of those tournament victories came against Winthrop. Upstate trying to go 3 in a row at its home diamond.
And if you're Winthrop, during pregame, they showed a clip of winning that last year's championship pregame. You have to feel a type of way about that, knowing that it was you on the other side of it, and not just last year, but the year before, too. 2 years in a row. So they're hoping to switch things up here, make it a different ending for the Eagles.
3 balls and a strike. Hitters count for Johnson, the 9-hole hitter, 3-1. Line drive, left field, long run, drops in, foul, past the dive of Nickens. They're treating it like it's fair, but a clear call from our third base umpire that was a foul ball.
Everyone on the field thought that was a fair ball, and they were playing it as such. Johnson on the run. But the umpire's going to call it back.
So we'll reset for a 3-2 pitch. Nickens almost came up with an impressive diving play. Thomas is on deck, who scored the run for Upstate in the first. 3-2, 2 outs. Cardenas toes the slab, whips it home. To short, Buckner to her left. It's a 1-2-3, top of the second for Emmy Cardenas and Winthrop. Through 1.5, the Spartans lead the Eagles 1-0. Carly Pearson leads it off when we return. Stephen, who brings us by the numbers, Winthrop has the most tournament titles of any active member of the Big South with 6. If they can win this one this week, they will break a tie with Coastal Carolina for most tournament titles. Upstate has not missed a Big South tournament since joining the league in 2019. As Carly Pearson takes ball 1, we're going in the home half of the second. Joe Skinner, Claire Foley here at Cyril Stadium, Chris Hawkins Field in Spartanburg, South Carolina. USC Upstate, as the lower seed, is batting first on their home field. They still get to occupy their usual dugout on the third base side. 2 balls and no strikes. Pearson's a sophomore from Moultrie, Georgia. To a pitch fouled off by Pearson.
Like we said in the top of this inning, it was huge for the Eagles to be able to get a 1-2-3 inning in the top half, to be able to return right back to the plate and keep their offensive momentum hopefully going. That's what they're hoping to see here, just a 1-run game.
2-1, swung on and missed. Pearson yesterday against Gardner-Webb, 0 for 2, brought home a run on a ground out, walked and later scored.
Out in front there of Droop's changeup.
Droop took a couple of shots in that first inning. 2-2 is fouled off. That's not typical by pitcher. Not only did she take a comebacker, but also going after a foul ball, ran into a padded pole behind home plate. The second one seemed to impact her a little bit more than the first. She kind of had to walk it off and get resettled in the circle.
She probably could have benefited from her offense not having a 1-2-3 frame there, but she's not missing a beat. She gets right back into it.
2-2 pitch inside half, did not get the call. 3-2.
That was a close one, just missed that edge there.
Pearson has only struck out 10 times over 37 games now all season. 2-strike pitch towards the right side, past the dive of Christopher, lead-off single.
Christopher was shading more towards the first base bag. That left a beautiful gap for her to find there in between Christopher and the second base bag. You can see it here. Christopher would have had to have traveled a long way, still gave a diving effort to it, but just not positionally set up for where it was hit.
Tabitha Perry's next, tying run at first base in the second. Looking to bunt. Pulls back at a pitch in the zone. Pearson's at first. Has not stolen a base this year. We'll see how aggressive Winthrop wants to get on the base paths, or if they are looking to bunt and play small ball. Didn't offer at that one. Pitches high, 1-1. Drurup is 18-13, making her 32nd start in the circle for USC Upstate. They're playing their 56th game. She started 60% of the games they played this year. Here's the 1-1. Missed, offering the bunt attempt. Back pick to first. Throw is a little high.
Jennings kind of had to pump fake it a little bit. Christopher wasn't quite there when she was ready to throw initially.
Got a little too far off the bag. Maybe a better throw would have made for a closer play. 1-2. Off the plate, back picked to keep the runner at first.
Jennings is popping up quickly. She wants a chance to throw, and she's going to be ready for it.
Drurup delivered her 7th shutout of the season. Was top 10 in college softball and shutouts in the regular season with 6. 2-2. Lifted into left. Johnson into foul grounds, got it. 1 down.
She got a decent barrel on it. Just timing wasn't quite right, which drew it foul. Left it hanging for Johnson to get there and plenty of time to make the grab.
9-hole hitter Emma Robertson. Spartans having to manage more base runners here. A lot of traffic in the first 2 innings. Had to get out of a bases loaded situation in the first. Robertson, third year in the program, junior from Moncks Corner, South Carolina, down in the low country, takes a strike on the corner.
Spartans play good defense too. We saw them turn a double play yesterday. This sets them up to potentially end the inning with one right here.
Pearson continues to get good secondary leads off of first base. Wouldn't be surprised to see her going. Robertson's back in. Line drive, but foul.
Especially to try to eliminate that opportunity for a double play, try to move her over.
Robertson played center field yesterday and also batted ninth, was 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a sacrifice bunt. Leadoff base hit by Carly Pearson to second base. Still standing over at first. Winner here punches their ticket to the title game tomorrow at noon and would only need to win once tomorrow to hoist the trophy. 2-2. This also will fall out of the ballpark. Loser of this game plays tonight at 5. An elimination game against the winner of our next game, number 3 Radford and number 5 Gardner-Webb. Two-strike pitch. Waved at and missed. Robertson goes down swinging for the second out.
Another strikeout for Jurup. And what I was going to say before that is you're seeing a lot of foul balls from this Winthrop team. That tells you that their timing isn't quite right against what Jurup is throwing at them. And she gets another strikeout there, her second of the day.
Chris Hawkins has said that's been her best trait all season long, keeping hitters off balance. It's a good sign for Upstate. First pitch swinging by Rebecca Amos into left field. Amy Johnson makes the catch, and it gets Upstate out of the inning. They strand another runner. Leadoff single goes nowhere, and we're through 2 complete. USC Upstate 1, Winthrop nothing on day 3 of the tournament. USC Upstate 34-21 on the year. Named their first player of the year, Talia Thomas, since 2022, who will lead things off for USC Upstate. Funny enough, Upstate's last Big South player of the year before Talia Thomas, as she takes a strike, is in the other dugout on the Winthrop coaching staff. More on that later. Thomas singled and scored back in the first. Now seeing Cardenas for a second time. That bounced about halfway home. 2 balls and a strike. Upstate is looking to be the 6th team in Big South history to win 3 straight tournament titles. Last team to do it was Campbell from 2021 to 23. 1-1 pitch. Line drive, there's another knock for Thomas, who will be held with a single. She's 2 for 2.
I was just about to say that the one you look to try to make that possible is your leadoff batter in Talia Thomas. She's had a great year after struggling to start the weekend. She has 2 hits already in this game, both in the leadoff spot to try to get some action going in this next frame.
So after being hitless yesterday, she has a 2 for 2 start in her second game of the tournament. Sofia Kardatsky wants time before her second at-bat. She struck out swinging. Upstate is a program, last 3-peated tournament championships from 2015 to 2017 in the Atlantic Sun before joining the Big South. Kardatsky drops a bunt down. Cardenas to first. Got it. Thomas is halfway between second and third, and she's safe into third.
Really smart base running there. That was a beautiful bunt laid down by Kardatsky. They just got it over to first right in time to beat her out, but they weren't even paying attention to Thomas on the base pass. So she sneaks in. She gets her job done in more ways than one. Moved her over to second base, and then Thomas took the extra one with Winthrop being caught back on their heels.
You know, I'm not sure, even going back, that Thomas knew how far off the bag she was. She might have just been caught in no man's land. Had to make a play and did. Runner at third for Carson Shaw. Line drive down the left field line.
Oh,
foul.
That ball was smoked. It ended up bouncing about 2 feet in front of the wall. But you see the power that she's capable of there, all over that pitch.
Drove in Thomas in the first on a ground out. Talked about how clutch she has been for Upstate this year. Not a 2-out situation here, though. Fouls one straight back, 0-2. Cardenas looking for a big strikeout with a runner at third. Winds and fires. Fly ball into right. Amos over, makes the catch. Thomas tagging, throw is up the line. Spartans lead it 2-0.
She goes the opposite direction of her first fly ball, this time going to right field. Right fielder tracking towards the foul line, throws her off to the side, and then her throw to the catcher is offline to allow Thomas to score easily.
So very similar to the first inning. Saw Thomas get on with a single. She was at third for Carson Shaw as Christopher fouls off the first pitch, and Shaw brings her home to double the lead. Christopher has herself a single on the day as well. Slow roller towards third. Bryden cuts off Buckner to get Winthrop out of the inning. But a couple of sacrifices. USC Upstate scratches across another run. Through 2.5, the defending champs lead Winthrop 2-0.
Everyone wants to win, but not everyone puts in the extra work. The alarms before sunrise, the reps when no one's watching, the adversity you overcome, the pressure you embrace. In the Big South Conference, we're not just chasing trophies. We're chasing success that lasts a lifetime. Because winning doesn't stop at the final whistle. It carries you forward in sport, in life, and everything you do. This is the Big South, where winners are made.
At Jersey Mike's, they slice your order fresh right in front of you. And let me tell you, watching that can send a rush of emotions through a person. Excitement, baby-like wonder, anticipatory chewing, nervous pacing, happy claps, and finally, jealousy, because that's this guy's sub. I should order one. Good idea.
Get the Boardwalk Bundle, a #2 sub, chips and a drink for $10.99. Available for a limited time.
It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
After 5 years of military service, Staff Sergeant Zaragoza is still setting goals.
Come on, Vincent.
But mostly for her son.
You got this.
She was ready for more family time. she was ready for the reserve.
In the yellow shirt there, that is assistant coach Peyton Darnell. She knows plenty about playing on this diamond in her second year on the Winthrop staff. She was the Big South Player of the Year for USC Upstate back in 2022, won a regular season title, and was three-time first-team All-Conference, one of the best players ever to play for Upstate, now on the other side coaching.
Traded T-shirts, traded dugouts, but for Winthrop, it's quite an advantage to have somebody who's been in this moment before. Obviously, Winthrop themselves has been in this tournament, but to know what it takes to come out on top and be successful and to lead a conference in this way helps to have those tools in your back pocket.
Sent up the middle, a leadoff base hit for Peyton Bryden. Back-to-back innings with a leadoff single. See what Winthrop can make out of it. Still a 0 on the scoreboard.
That one, too, got pretty close to Drierup's shin, so she might need to go get a shin guard before she gets beat up anymore.
It's the heart of the order, 2, 3, 4. Now Darren Nickens, who also singled. This is the part of the order that in the first really got going. Couldn't cash in with any runs. Drierup's off speed is below the zone, 1-0.
Yeah, Bryden struck out in her first at-bat, and we talked about her talent coming into this game. You knew that she wasn't going to be quiet all game long, so it makes sense that she gets a leadoff base hit here to start her team.
Another close pitch that Upstate does not get, 2-0. Nickens singled and was left at third in the first inning. Bryden has stolen 4 bases this year and not been caught. Keep an eye on first base. This time, Drierup picks the corner.
At 5'11", Bryden has height too, so that makes the 60 feet a little smaller than that to her. A few less steps.
Hitters count for the lefty. (3-1), back up the middle, knocked down by Drierup. She cannot make a play. Another one that came right back at the Upstate starting pitcher, and there's 2 on and nobody out.
Yeah, not much you could do there. Hit right at her. She makes the stop to bat it down, keep it from rolling into the outfield, but just timing-wise didn't have a play to make there.
Winthrop wants a pinch runner over at first for Nickens. Looks like Millie Watts, who pinch ran in yesterday's game.
For the Eagles, number 8, Millie Watts.
Annalisa Weinbarger, dangerous again as Watts takes over at first base to run for Nickens.
Yeah, the Eagles want to capitalize on this moment here. They have their yesterday's home run hitter at the plate, 2 on, nobody out. This is a chance where they can jump out in front potentially, down by 2 here.
Sophomore pinch runner out of Clayton, Georgia is Millie Watts. The hitter is Annalisa Weinberger. First pitch, cut on and missed for the redshirt junior from Yulee, Florida. Two-run homer in the big 4th inning yesterday that fueled the Winthrop comeback against Gardner-Webb. Puts a bunt down, fouled it off herself in the box, so it'll be 0-2. Gardner-Webb went up 4-1 yesterday against Gardner-Webb going into that bottom of the 4th. So the Eagles sent 10 to the plate, scored 6 runs. Staved off a late comeback attempt from Gardner-Webb to get a 7-6 win. Drierup way ahead.
One thing that Coach Fuller said was in that 4th frame was when her team capitalized on mistakes that the other team was making. And she said after 2 weeks off, her team was ready to swing the bats. But sometimes you just have to
1-2 behind shortstop. Polk able to cover the ground and get out number 1.
You just have to have some mental discipline there to not get ahead of yourself and not give anything away.
Grayson Buckner, same situation, but now with 1 out. Buckner has been swinging a red-hot bat. Only 2 games since March 28th without a hit. She got a hit in the first inning. 1-0 pitch. Late on a pitch down in the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Buckner started her softball career at Lees McRae, where Coach Fuller coached before coming to Winthrop for a second time. He's named Conference Carolina's Freshman of the Year in 2023. Now a second-team All-Big South shortstop in 2026. 1-1. Off the plate. Tighter strike zone here, just has kind of been a theme throughout the week. Buckner fouls another one off over her own dugout on the first base side.
Like we mentioned before, Jurup continues to keep these batters on their toes, not allowing them to settle in that batter's box, figure out her timing quite yet.
2-2 with 2 on. Cannot keep it straight. Buckner's played a steady shortstop this year for Winthrop and in this tournament. Made a lot of plays yesterday. Down the right field line, another foul ball.
Inching closer and closer to fair territory there.
Pitch count into the 60s for Dreerup. Yesterday, in the complete game shutout, hurled it 96 times. As you said, first time in a few weeks that Dreerup is expected to go distance in back-to-back days. 2-2. Inside, full count.
You're seeing that patience on display here from the Winthrop batters to battle against Jurup, forcing her deep into counts, fouling multiple pitches away. They're getting that pitch count up on her early.
3-2 into right center. Kardatsky takes over. No movement on the bases. 2 away. Kardatsky called off Thomas. Normally that's the center fielder's ball, but Kardatsky wins that battle. And it's going to be Tia Beckham again, just like in the first inning, coming up with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Last time it was the bases loaded. Another look. I think you could almost kind of hear them both saying, ball, 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 it's mine. Beckham 0 for 1. Beckham started her career at NC State. She played in 9 games in 2024, transferred to Winthrop last year, was the Big South Newcomer of the Year, hitting .275, now a first-team all-conference pick. Here's a strike.
Good off-speed pitch there. Just floated that one in.
Time given. Chris Hawkins comes out of the third base dugout here to talk with the third base umpire. What do you think this is about here?
Not quite sure, because the third base umpire just told him, go have a conversation with our home plate umpire.
Well, look out in the outfield.
Having a little switcheroo.
Yeah, so this is a defensive substitution. Nobody is coming off the field, but Sophia Kardatsky and Amy Johnson just switched places. So Amy Johnson ran from left field to right. Kardatsky from right field to left. So, as far as I know, this is the first time that they've done it. Now, Kardatsky did play a little bit of center field last week of the regular season with Thomas as the DP. Well, that is a definitely unusual change for USC Upstate. 1-1 pitch, hard hit to short, off the glove of Polk into center field. Bryden's gonna score, still fumbled with it in the outfield. Watts gets to third, and it's 2-1. Winthrop is on the board.
I was thinking maybe there that they make this switch because they like Kardatsky's arm better, but that one doesn't even quite leave the infield. It doesn't matter, slips away there, rolls more towards center field, so it doesn't matter where Kardatsky was, and looks like we're gonna switch back now.
Yeah, just for one pitch is how much it ended up being. But most importantly, the Eagles cut the lead in half. It is 2-1. That'll be scored in error on the shortstop, Abby Polk. And an unearned run on the board. The hitter is Carly Pearson, first and third, 2 outs. Tying run at third. First pitch off speed, 0-1.
Now they got runners on the corners. 2 outs and 1-run game for the Spartans.
Pearson 1 for 1 with a single. Beckham does get credit for an RBI. Drupp can get out of another jam. 0-2 is off the plate. 4 runners stranded on the base paths for Winthrop's offense in the first 2 innings, including the bases loaded in the first. One, 2 to Pearson. Left center field gap. Thomas got a good jump on it, and it is out number 3. But Winthrop scores 1 on an error by the Upstate defense. Beckham brings home Peyton Bryden. It is Upstate 2, Winthrop 1 through 3 in the Big South Tournament. South Conference would like to offer a special thanks to Jersey Mike's subs for their tremendous support of Big South women's sports all year long. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. This was before the game today, and I think if you power rank the sports played at the softball field this week, number 1 is softball, number 2 is hacky sack. Every team's got a hacky sack. What's the deal with that, Claire Foley?
Softball and baseball players, they love them some pregame hacky sack. It seems to be a pregame tradition of every team I've ever seen. Winthrop was doing it as well. Hey, keep things loose, keep the vibes high.
Alyssa Davenport is ahead 2-0. Upstate back to just a 1-run lead. 2-1 as Winthrop scores 1 run on 2 hits, 1 Upstate error in the last half inning. They do strand 2 more on the bases.
Nice grab there from Coach Hawkins.
Coach Hawkins.
Bounced right off the fencing. He barehanded it.
And he played baseball here, so he's got good hands.
Made it look easy.
Cardenas, 2-1. Top of the zone, 3-1 for Davenport. 10 doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs, and has driven in 35 in her freshman season. Last year at Walker Valley High School in Tennessee. 3-1. Got jammed on the 3-1 pitch. Caught by Pearson, 1 away. A missed opportunity there for Upstate and a hitter's count. Winthrop will take it. Abby Polko for 1 with a ground out. Upstate dugout at the top step on their feet. 1 ball, no strikes. To the lefty shortstop, Polko made an error in the last half inning. Pick herself up at the plate. Slow roller. Buckner up with it to first. Out.
Great play there by Buckner. Polk was really digging it out. Her speed definitely contested it. But Buckner, she's got a good arm on her. Made it there in plenty of time.
We've seen some close plays at first. Upstate does not want to challenge that one. They only have 1 after using 1 in the first. Kenzie Bernal swung at the first pitch last time. Cardenas starting to really settle in here.
Starting to mirror her second frame, right? Started both the first and third innings, got the lead runner on, but the second frame she went 1, 2, 3, all ground outs, kept it in the infield.
Coaches from all teams this week have mentioned that to us in our pregame talks, how important it is getting the first batter out. I think that really speaks to the athleticism on all these teams, their ability to steal bases, move, and put pedal to the metal. 2-0 pitch. Bernal takes a strike. Transfer from Odessa College in Texas.
Teams are going to want to take a gamble more this time of year, too, especially when you add the rivalry element of these two teams here. They want to get any edge they possibly can.
2-2 on the inside corner. Yeah, both coaches told us separately they view this as a rivalry because of the several postseason meetings over the last 2 years. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cardenas looking for another 1-2-3. Not this time. Bernal sends one up the middle for a 2-out single. 5th hit of the game for USC Upstate.
We've seen Winthrop do that exact thing multiple times, go straight up the middle. This time the Spartans getting to return the favor. 2-out base hit.
Kind of went down and got that pitch. Sent it in between shortstop and second base. Now it's Lainey Jennings. 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for USC Upstate. Have left 2 on base. Winthrop, 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error, and have left 6 on base. One 1-0 offering to the Upstate catcher is a strike. Good frame from behind home plate by Weinbarger. Jennings 0 for 1 with a ground out to second. Gets under this one into center field. Robertson secures out number 3, and Upstate strands 1. They cannot score in the top of the 4th. Spartans still clinging to a 1-run lead in the semifinals. Game summary is USC Upstate leads Winthrop 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the fourth, presented by Serta Pro Painters. Talia Thomas, a much better game at the plate so far than she had yesterday, 2 for 2. But Emmy Cardenas, the Winthrop starting pitcher, has really settled in, scattered through 4 hits, 2 runs against her, only 1 of them earned.
Yeah, Talia Thomas, both her hits coming in that leadoff spot. And then as for the pitching side, Maddie Drew up 3 innings, 6 hits. That just shows you that she doesn't have to be perfect for Upstate to still do what they need to do and get the job done. Still out in front by 1 run here. You've seen Winthrop kind of get to them in some places there, stringing together a couple of hits in a row. But she has a good defense behind her, does Maddie Drew. And so that helps her in the circle there to know that she doesn't have to go out there and necessarily attack and look for put-out pitches. Let her defense behind her do the work. And for the Eagles, that they see the 6 hits on the board. They know that it's something that they can handle, just need to get a big hit.
First pitch swinging by Tabitha Perry into foul ground, just into the Upstate bullpen. This is the 6th meeting in the Big South tournament just in the last 3 years between Upstate and Winthrop. USC Upstate is 4-1 in those games. Jurup to Perry. It's down 1-1. Perry's 0 for 1 with a fly out to left. 8, 9, and 1 due up for Winthrop in their batting order. Upstate got a 2-out single from Kenzie Bernal, their DP, in the last half inning. Could not move her off of first base with 2 outs. Tabitha Perry, sophomore from Winter Garden, Florida, at the plate. Jurup, a senior from Fort Mill, South Carolina. 2-1. Fort Mill not far at all from Winthrop's campus. Three balls and 1 strike. Top of the zone for ball 4. First walk in Maddie's start. Runner at first and nobody out.
Nearing 80 pitches for Jurup already in this 4th inning. She's had to work deep into counts in this appearance as well.
Robertson drops a bunt down to third. Davenport up with it to first. Gloved by Shaw for the out. Perry into scoring position for the top of the order.
It was a good bunt laid down. Did her job by moving over the base runner. Good work by Davenport there too, expecting it, charging in, and making the play.
So Rebecca Amos, who's batted leadoff all tournament for Winthrop, will be next. Another look at the bunt. Davenport needed to make this play. Puts the tying run in scoring position. Amos hitting .348 coming into this game. First team all-conference outfielder as a freshman out of South Stokes High School. Out in front of strike 1. Maddie Drew pulls the string on the first pitch.
Her infield ready to help her out too. They're looking active.
Down and away. Amos, just 5 extra base hits this year, 11 RBIs. Gets on base at a .422 clip as the leadoff hitter. 1-1, slap to third. Davenport looks back, gets the out, play at third. It's late.
Great play there by Davenport. Once again, she was ready for it, charging in, got it on the hop. She watched the runner, gave her a look over to second base, made the play at first to get the out. Gave him an opportunity to get the ball over to third as well.
2 out, runner at third situation for Peyton Bryden. 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. Bryden takes a strike. As a team, Winthrop in this game is just 3 of 12 with runners on base. Would be a big time to change it here, down by 1.
Be interested to see the pitch selection here, knowing the quality of a batter that Bryden is. Druitt might want to attack her just a little bit more.
1-1, strike 2 on the inside corner.
Gets the bottom half of that zone there.
Druitt has been at her best today in these spots. High pressure, runners in scoring position. 1-2. Almost got strike 3 looking. We'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Spot in the championship game on the line. Perry at third, 2-2. High chopper to third. Davenport to first. Out number 3. Again, USC Upstate strands a runner in scoring position and maintains its 2-1 lead to the top of the 5th.
Everyone wants to win, but not everyone puts in the extra work. The alarms before sunrise, the reps when no one's watching, the adversity you overcome, the pressure you embrace. In the Big South Conference, we're not just chasing trophies. We're chasing success that lasts a lifetime. Because winning doesn't stop at the final whistle. It carries you forward in sport, in life, and everything you do. This is the Big South, where winners are made.
For over 30 years, CertaPro painters have been part of countless memories. Freshly painted nurseries, bright, welcoming kitchens, family rooms filled with laughter. Every wall tells a story, and we've been proud to help write them. We are more than just your local painters, with care, craftsmanship, and certainty. From the first brushstroke to the final smile, our promise is simple. Your home beautifully painted and worry-free. CertaPro painters, that's painting happy.
After 5 years of military service, Staff Sergeant Zaragoza is still setting goals.
Come on, Vincent.
But mostly for her son.
You got this.
She was ready for more family time. She was ready for the reserve.
Our next game of the day is the number 5 seed Gardner-Webb against the number 3 seed Radford. Already here and getting loose for an elimination game coming up. Both of those teams will try and extend their seasons into tonight. Play another elimination game against the loser here, and it is still up for grabs. Upstate 2, Winthrop 1 into the top of the 5th. First pitch swinging by Amy Johnson. Sends a 1 bouncer to Pearson. 1 gone. 1 pitch, 1 out. Back to the top of the order for Talia Thomas. Has 2 of the 5 Upstate hits after a weak ground out to second. Amy Cardenas still going. Thought we might see Lana Addison at some point, but Cardenas pitching really well.
Yeah, knowing the realities of what the rest of this tournament looks like for either team, Cardenas is pitching well, so no reason to deviate from her right now, and especially if they do end up losing this game, they're going to need Lana Addison in another one.
1 ball, 1 strike to Talia Thomas is seeing Cardenas now for a 3rd time.
There's so much strategy that goes into these games, both in the moment and thinking for future games.
Good pitch from Cardenas, low inside corner. Thomas is not taking the bat off the shoulder. Thomas leaning over, watching it miss below the zone.
Shows her eye, though, that she's really locked into the timing, even when it switches up like that.
Gets more into her legs, shrinks the strike zone. Just tries to get it in play. The pitch. Down and in. Full count. Winthrop got a leadoff walk. Tabitha Perry drew it, got all the way to third after a sacrifice bunt. Peyton Bryden could not bring her in to tie the game. 7 runners left on base by Winthrop in this game. 3-2. Foul towards the Upstate dugout.
Thomas taking a step out. Takes a big, deep breath there. Getting new life.
Big South Player of the Year. 2 for 2, 2 runs scored and a stolen base in this game. 3-2. Fly ball, left center field. It is one hopping the wall. Talia Thomas has extra bases. She's 3 for 3.
That big breath certainly helped her. A big swing right to the wall in left center field, and she's so fast she easily gets in for a stand-up double, even though Winthrop was able to get that ball in really quick because it just bounced straight off the wall into their glove.
Did not have a chance at second base. Now Sophia Kardatsky, who is hitless in the tournament, first team all-conference outfielder, comes on with a runner in scoring position after the one-out double. First pitch swinging, rolls it over foul. You can see that motion right there from Coach Hawkins, kind of showing the front arm, trying to fix something technical in Kardatsky's swing.
But she has that step out there, right? So you want to keep your body square to the plate so that you're not pulling it out foul like she just did.
It's another big hack. She gives everything she has into every swing, kind of loads and unloads like a coil. She's behind here 0-2.
You know she definitely wants it in this position here. You just look out to Talia Thomas, look into her batter in the box, Sophia Kardatsky, saying, hey, just take a deep breath. You've got this. Kardatsky, though, definitely wants to bring her home after that one-out double by her teammate.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Cardenas' second strikeout is a big one. Got Kardatsky to chase outside. We're only 2 strikeouts of the starter against Kardatsky, and here comes Carson Shaw. Upstate has scored twice in the game. Both times they scored, it was Shaw driving in Thomas.
And we told you how she likes 2-out situations, so here you go. Here's your bread and butter.
In the first inning, it was on a ground out with Thomas at third. In the third inning, it was a sacrifice fly with Thomas at third. This time it's got to be a hit here with 2 outs. Oh, 1. Perfect pitch for Cardenas.
Great pitch, and you saw her take an extra second looking towards the dugout to hear from her coaching staff what the move would be here against Shaw, and clearly paid off.
Has the pitch call she wants. 0-2 with a runner in scoring position. Shaw lines it foul. Shaw has been the first team all-conference first baseman back-to-back years. Two RBIs in the game. Now has to expand the strike zone behind 0-2. Another Upstate hitter, kind of with that front foot out, and gets right on top of the plate, covers a lot of the zone.
Spartans don't want to let that double go to waste here.
Shaw leaves it outside, 1-2.
It was a good eye. That pitch was tempting. Almost caught the edge there.
Cardenas could get back-to-back strikeouts to get Winthrop out of the inning. Bouncer home, blocked by Weinbarger. Count back even 2-2. Upstate continues to work the count really well. Even going back to Thomas's at-bat earlier in this inning. Look at this battle.
Shaw has the composure. You can see that she's calm as well.
First game of 3 today. It's been another good one. 2-1 Upstate. Coming up is the 8th pitch of this at-bat. Fly ball, deep left field, out of here! On the 8th pitch, Carson Shaw goes yard. 4-1 Spartans.
Patience is rewarded. What a moment for Carson Shaw. We told you how she loves those 2-out situations. Probably none bigger than that moment right there. Goes deep into the count there against Cardenas, has a runner in scoring position, and just launches it over the wall to double up her team's run total.
That's the loudest pop we've heard from this Upstate crowd all week. She's driven in every run for the Spartans. And it's the largest lead of the game for the hosts. Ella Christopher up next. Shaw knocks out her 4th home run of the year.
You had to know it was coming too, because earlier in this game she had a foul ball that was about 2 feet from the wall. She just needed to straighten it out. She had the power. She was all over it.
Eighth pitch of the at-bat. Cardenas made a mistake pitch, and Shaw did not miss it. It's going to be small margins like that between these two teams. Strike on the outside, Black 2-1. Last year it was 5-4 and 7-4 in the tournament. 2 Upstate wins. In 2024, when the tournament was at Winthrop, Upstate won 5-1, lost 3-1, won 5-1. Christopher's 3-1. Line drive into center. Caught. Robertson almost overran it. And a collective groan from the Winthrop side. It is out number 3. But Carson Shaw with another big swing in this game. 4-1 Spartans. So USC Upstate with a 4-1 lead. Winner goes to championship Saturday tomorrow at noon, needing just 1 win in the 2 possible games. Winthrop's got to turn around this 3-run deficit, or they'll play for their season tonight at 5 o'clock. Bracket presented by Vivanu. And Winthrop comes to the plate facing its largest deficit. It is still just 3 runs, and they have 3, 4, 5 coming up. Exactly the part of the order you want if you're the Eagles. Jurup back to work. Puts in strike 1 to Darren Nickens.
Winthrop's still in a good spot here. Like you said, they have the heart of their order coming up. You know that you have gotten contact off of Drurup so far here today, and you've also seen them already in this tournament yesterday be able to string together multi-run innings. There's a reason that this game has 7 innings to begin with. It gives you a lot of opportunity, and that's something that head coach Fuller talked to us about earlier this morning, is that you need to use all of the game that it offers up to you.
She said she didn't care how it looked. She called yesterday's win ugly. Didn't even talk about it with her team after the game. Doesn't matter.
And that's something that both head coaches said. It doesn't matter. You just need to beat the other team by 1. A W is a W.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Nickens, first batter of the bottom of the 5th. Drurup's 2-2 on the way. Grounded towards short. Polk whips it over to Shaw. 1 out in the home 5th.
It was good contact there by Nickens. You could see her wait on that just an extra half second to square it up, make some contact, but it was right to the infielder.
So Polk, after making an error a couple of innings ago that led to a run, makes the next play she has the opportunity to make. Annalisa Weinbarger is 1 for 2, singled back in the first. Gets under this one, mile-high pop-up in the infield. 2 down.
Left side of the infield for the Spartans has been handling a bulk of the work. Alyssa Davenport at third recorded all of the outs last inning. Abby Polk's got the first 2.
Davenport 3 infield assists in the game, just 4 ground outs induced by Drurup in this start. Looking for a quick 5th. Grayson Buckner takes one outside the zone, 1 for 2.
And just as we said earlier, for Winthrop to be able to get a 1-2-3 frame and then get back into the dugout to hit, it would be big here for the Spartans to do the same.
Winthrop won the regular season series 2-1 in Rock Hill in the regular season. A big part of the reason why they were able to win their 7th Big South regular season title. Going 13-4. 1-1 pitch. Lifted into right. Kardatsky comes on, makes the scoop catch. And Upstate's defense provides a 1-2-3 frame. We are through 5 complete innings here at Chris Hawkins Field. USC Upstate is leading 4-1. Painting the corners presented by CertaPro Painters. Emmy Cardenas, 2 strikeouts starting for Winthrop. Maddie Drurup starting for Upstate also has a pair of Ks in this one. It's been tight, and Emmy Cardenas is still going. She'll pitch in the top of the 6th against Alyssa Davenport, Abby Polk, and Kenzie Bernal. So the first pitch is off the plate, 1-0. Painting the corners presented by CertaPro Painters. Remember, when choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters. Davenport, 1 for 2. USC Upstate defensively gets a 1-2-3 bottom of the fifth after the run scoring top of the fifth. Provided by Carson Shaw, 2-run home run. Davenport fouls it off her left ankle and comes up hobbling.
That's going to hurt. She's going to take an extra couple seconds here. Right at the base of her shin, it looked like.
Talked about Davenport's day defensively she's had for Upstate. Looks like she's going to be able to walk this one off, not even asking for extra help. Another look at this. Oh, not even the ankle, top of the shin.
Yeah,
that's foul ball straight to bone right there. That'll hurt.
One of those ones that like sends vibrations through your leg.
Digs back in, ready to face a 2-1 pitch. Line foul. Upstate 34-21 in the regular season. On this diamond, 24-5 this year. And with a win here today, if they're able to close it out, it would be the 12th straight season with 35 wins. Davenport towards third. Bryden finds the leather, low throw, but good enough for Perry. 1 up, 1 down.
Davenport just on top of that ball there to keep it on the ground.
Abby Polk has an hitless 0 for 2 day. Down and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Junior shortstop. Ground out to second in the first inning. Ground out to shortstop in the third inning. Cardenas still working the 1-0. Kind of feels like at this point, Claire, that this game might be Cardenas's to finish.
And I was just about to say, she still looks really solid here. She's still in a rhythm, keeping her composure, and she's still battling against these hitters.
Polk over to second base on a nice backhand stop. Carly Pearson has out number 2. She's given up 7 hits. 4 of them have come against just Talia Thomas and Carson Shaw. Thomas is 3 for 3, has scattered the other hits.
This game definitely still in distance for the Eagles. She just needs some offensive support from her bats.
Bernal has one of those 7 hits. Her last time up, singled up the middle. 306 average coming into today. First year here in Spartanburg. Playing in a home Big South tournament. Liner, second hit of the game for Bernal. Just like the 4th inning, a 2-out base hit to extend the frame from Kenzie Bernal. Lainey Jennings, who moved down the order from yesterday, now in the 8th spot. Left-handed hitting catcher. First pitch swinging to second base. Pops past Pearson. Bernal hustling for third. Safe. Strong throw out of right field from Amos, but Bernal just gets the foot in, and there's a runner at third with 2 away.
Ball took a hop right over Pearson's left shoulder. Unfortunate bounce, rolls into the outfield.
Error on Pearson, second year defensively for this Winthrop defense. And Amy Johnson, one of the seniors, is looking to cash in on more insurance. High and in from Cardenas.
Good awareness by Bernal to make it over to third base, and now Jennings will take second. Spartan's going to stay aggressive with this 3-run lead because they know what Winthrop is capable of on the offensive side, how they're able to string together a multi-run innings, especially towards later in the game, and especially for what these teams are fighting for in this situation.
Down and away to Amy Johnson. She's 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. Hitters count. Chance to get a good swing off. Didn't take it, takes a strike. Second and third for Upstate. Johnson to shortstop. Buckner in time. 2 stranded in scoring position for the Upstate Bats. The Spartans need 6 outs to punch another ticket to a title game. Bottom of the 6th coming up next.
Goals don't always fit inside the box. At First Citizens Bank, they don't have to. We have solutions for ambitions of all shapes and sizes. Lose the box, get the ball rolling. Fit for your ambition. First Citizens Bank.
At University of South Carolina Upstate, acceleration isn't just about speed. It's about direction, intention, purpose. They give you the tools and the people to help build what moves us forward. We learn to think sharper, decide faster, lead with clarity. We train for moments that matter, with people who believe in our potential. Because the right support doesn't just help us go faster, it helps us become who we're meant to be. There's no limit to the heights we can reach. USC Upstate, reach greater heights.
Goals don't always fit inside the box. At First Citizens Bank, they don't have to. We have solutions for ambitions of all shapes and sizes. Lose the box, get the ball rolling. Fit for your ambition. First Citizens Bank.
Coming up later on today, it's a triple header on this Friday. Gardner-Webb and Radford coming up next. Scheduled to start at about 2:30. And then tonight, an elimination game. The loser of this first game against the winner of the second game. Maddie Dreerup out for the 6th. Tia Beckham looks at ball 1 outside. Beckham 0 for 2. Reached on an error her last time up. Drove in a run. The only run of the game for Winthrop. Sunny day, 64 degrees at first pitch. Now climbing into the 70s as the afternoon rolls on here in Spartanburg. High and outside, 2-0. Just how big does that home run now feel, Claire? That little bit of the tension of a one-run game has been lifted off for Upstate.
Absolutely, for Maddie Dreerup. It gives her more confidence, more comfortability in the circle here, especially knowing that she is expected to go deep 2 days in a row and potentially 3 days in a row for tomorrow.
Alongside Claire Foley, I'm Joe Skinner. We're here at Cyril Stadium, Chris Hawkins Field on the campus of USC Upstate. And our whole crew bringing you this tournament this week. First time the Big South tournament has been here at USC Upstate. Downstairs, 3-1. Winthrop got the leadoff hitter on in the 4th. Couldn't score him. Got it in the 3rd and did score him. 3-1. Swung on, grounded to short. Poke. Out number one is Shaw. Right at the end, gets the bag.
Chopper there by Beckham. She stayed focused, waited for her pitch. That's something that head coach Kendall Fuller said to her team that they really needed to lock in on in their plate discipline here today. She joked that she probably gave more take signs yesterday than she had in a game all season long.
Flown into center off the bat of Carly Pearson. Leah Thomas with her speed gets to a lot. That's the second out. Well, this is scheduled to be Tabitha Perry, but it looks like she's walking back into the dugout, and we're going to see a Winthrop pinch hitter. So walking up to the plate is Kaylee Hannon, a freshman. So number 7, a freshman. How about this? Another Spartanburg County native. Kaylee Hannon out of Burns High School in Inman, South Carolina.
Two-time state champion at Burns High School.
Downtown Inman can't even be 10 minutes from here. So Hannon getting a chance to hit here at USC Upstate. She takes over in Tabitha Perry's spot, who is 0 for 1. Looking for a spark off the bench for Kendall Fuller. She takes strike 1. Hannon just 11 at-bats this season, 2 hits, one of them a home run, has spent more time pitching than hitting. 9 games over 11 2/3 innings. Oh, 1 from Dreerup. Right on the outside corner, quickly ahead, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Grounded to second. Up the middle, Christopher to first. Makes a critical play for Upstate. 1-2-3 inning, 9 straight retired by Maddie Dreerup.
Equally impressive by Christopher to get over there, and Shaw with the stretch. She holds the split and gets the out.
Not every day do you get to coach on a field named after yourself. Chris Hawkins Field, now Chris in his 32nd season coaching USC Upstate softball, 2-time Big South Coach of the Year, trying to win 3 straight titles. Put a lot of work into this week hosting this tournament. He was basically just as important yesterday as a groundskeeper, he told us, than a head coach, getting the field ready to go. New pitcher into the game. It is Lana Addison. Cardenas and Addison have split time this year, and Winthrop loves to play behind Addison and the passion she shows in the circle.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something that we talked to Coach Fuller about before this game. She's really a spark plug for them. They love the energy and the passion that she brings out in the circle, and that's exactly what Winthrop is looking for and needs in this moment right now. They need someone to come in with high energy and re-energize this group, both offensively and defensively, and that's exactly what Lana is.
Addison started yesterday's game against Gardner-Webb, threw 4 innings, gave up 4 earned runs, and got the win. Now facing Talia Thomas in the top of the 7th. Upstate 4, Winthrop 1. Off the end of the bat, roller towards third, had some top spin to it. Bryden's got out number 1. So final line on Cardenas, 97 pitches, 6 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, with no walks and 2 strikeouts. Really laid it all out there for Winthrop. Just did not get, as we've been talking about, probably the run support that she would need. Sophia Kardatsky looks one outside. Addison, a junior from Salisbury, North Carolina. Kardatsky into right at Amos. 2 gone.
Kardatsky just really hitting it right to the right fielder there. You could see her shoulder stay in on that one. She brought it around, had good momentum going, just unfortunately hit it right to where the right fielder was.
Does Carson Shaw have more magic? 4 RBIs, 2-run homer last time up. Swung on, deep right center, cherry on top! 2-homer game for Carson Shaw, 5-1 in the 7th.
You teed her up perfectly. Does she have more magic? Yes, she does. Another insurance run for the Spartans. That's huge right here. Have yourself a day, Carson Shaw.
First pitch of the at-bat. This time goes oppo to right center field.
And Joe, 2 outs.
Something about hitting with 2 outs. Maybe that's why Coach Hawkins likes to hit her third. Has driven in every run of this game for Upstate. What a day. First pitch strike to Ella Christopher off of Addison. The all-Big South first-team pitcher who looked, frankly, we talked about it yesterday, a little vulnerable in her start against Gardner-Webb.
Yeah, Gardner-Webb got to her early.
This gets out of play to the right side.
They were able to limit the damage against Gardner-Webb, but they were still able to be pesky and be cumbersome on the base paths.
Addison's 0-2. Ground ball left side. Bryden to Perry for out number 3. But this has turned into the Carson Shaw game. 5 RBIs, another home run. Upstate is 3 outs away from the title game. Bottom of the 7th. This Big South broadcast is brought to you in part by SoldOut.com, the official ticket resale marketplace of the Big South Conference. By Jersey Mike's, a sub above, and by Vivanu. Drone shots from above Cyril Stadium, where we're into the bottom of the 7th inning. USC Upstate 3 outs away from another trip to the championship game. And we have a pinch hitter to lead things off for Winthrop. It's Sophia Lawson against Maddie Dreerup, going for another complete game.
Lawson hitting 176 on this season, but she does have 3 doubles.
Perfect. Strike one on the corner. Lawson out of Waxhaw, North Carolina. 34th game appearance of the year. Strike, off speed, same spot. Lawson pinch hitting, and Emma Robertson spot in the lineup. 0-2. Check swing, grounder to first. Shaw stands in the way of the bag, gets out number 1 in the 7th. Coming into the tournament in the regular season, Maddie Dreerup had 24 complete games. It make it 25 yesterday. Was 3rd in all of Division I college softball in complete games. Rebecca Amos takes one down low. She is 0 for 3 today. Top half of the inning, another solo home run by the senior first baseman Carson Shaw. Hard hit grounder to second. Christopher gathers, and Upstate's an out away in the 7th.
Her defense has done a good job helping her out today. Dreerup, she's got a lot of miles on that arm, but still running good.
And Peyton Bryden is trying not to be the last out. Downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes.
She has 1 hit, but she's also one of Dreerup's 2 strikeouts on the afternoon.
Strikeout in the 1st, ground out in the 4th. 1-0 to Bryden. Down the line, Davenport, backhand, throw to first. Safe. Not done yet.
Chris
Upstate
Hawkins
has one more challenge, and Chris Hawkins wants to use it.
That was a bang-bang play right there.
How about this? A replay review could end a game. They might have gotten her.
I was going to say, I didn't necessarily see her front foot came up. We saw that. Well, it was like a little ballerina there lifting her front leg, but I didn't see the back foot come off the bag at all.
I think we're just looking at whether or not the ball beat her there. I think she held the bag. An overturn would end the game and send USC Upstate to the championship game tomorrow at noon. If it stands, then Darren Nickens will get a chance to hit to keep this comeback attempt alive. Gardner Webb is playing the next game against Radford in an elimination game. The winner will keep their season alive to the 3rd game today. So umpires are using our replay machine here. They might have gotten her. It's not my call, but I think the glove is there a half step ahead.
Yeah. It's really close. Hey, this is how we started the game. This may be how we end the game. A bang-bang play at first base, a challenge from USC Upstate.
Carson Shaw went up there to get it. 5-1 is the Upstate lead against Winthrop. And how about this? Umpire going to take center stage. Could end the game.
And here they
say
come.
they don't want the umpires to be the story. Well, right now, this could end the game.
After review, the call has changed.
And USC Upstate is going back to the Big South title game with a 5-1 win.
And how fitting for the game to end on an epic stretch from Carson Shaw at first. She's going to lead the handshake line, and deservedly so. The hero of today's game to send the home team, the host of this tournament, back to the conference championship.
She drives in every run of the game. An RBI ground out in the first, sac fly in the third, 2-run homer in the fifth, solo homer in the seventh. So the new bracket, as one of the spots in the championship game, is occupied by USC Upstate. They are 2-0 and will only need to win once to go to the NCAA tournament for the third consecutive year tomorrow at noon.
That's where
Winthrop will have to play for their season tonight.
That's where seeding is so important in this tournament. USC Upstate, we talked about how they knew they were going to be the second or the third seed in this tournament, so they gave some rest to Maddie Dreerup in the second place spot. They didn't have to play earlier this week. They got to start their week yesterday, conserve their energy, conserve their pitcher.
As we sign off in game one of the day, we now go to the losers bracket next. The elimination game between Radford and Gardner-Webb. The winner meets Winthrop tonight. It was all Carson Shaw. It was all USC Upstate today. Spartans win it 5-1 and will play for the title tomorrow at noon.